Hi, I'm JD, and what we're going to be doing today is determining whether a function is even, odd, or neither. And I put some problems on the board. The first one is f of x equals, and that's x squared minus x to the fourth. The second is g of x equals x cubed minus x. And the last one is h of x equals x cubed minus x squared plus 3. So if you would, pause the video and see if you can do these on your own. Alright, let me give you a format first before we do any of these. What you want to do is you want to plug in for x, negative x. Then what you want to do is you want to simplify it. So when you simplify it, if you end up getting f of x, you're done. That's an even function. Now let's say that you get something else. Continue to simplify it. Then what you want to do, see if you can factor out a negative 1. If you can do that, then it's odd. And then lastly, if you can't factor out a negative 1 like this, it's neither. I guess you could say by process of elimination, if it's not even, if it's not odd, then it's neither, right? So, with that in mind, for each of these, what you want to do first, always, is plug in a negative x. And with these problems, I selected purposefully an example of each one. So you'll see it. So for the first one, f of x, just rewrite the problem, x squared minus x to the fourth. So you have f of negative x equals parentheses negative x squared. Whenever I'm plugging in something, I like using parentheses. It's just easy that way. Follow the order of operations. You do the exponent, right? If it's even, it's going to change everything to positive. So that's x squared minus, and this right here, notice that only this negative is raised to the fourth. So it's going to make it x to the fourth. And that's f of negative x. Since f of x equals f of negative x, you say that's even. So the first one is even. I'm going to keep this on the board, else work over here. So you have g of x equals x cubed minus x. So you plug in, you make it g of negative x. So wherever you see an x, you plug in negative x. So it's negative x parentheses cubed minus negative x. Now, since that's odd, it's going to retain its sign. So it's going to be negative x cubed, and this will become a plus. Alright, so that's not g of x, I simplified it. So let me factor out a negative 1 and see what happens. Once I factor out that negative 1, the signs change. So it's x cubed minus x. Well, x cubed minus x, that's what I started with. So I end up having negative 1 times g of x. And that's equal to g of negative x. If it follows that format, then it's odd. So the second one's odd. Erasing this. So basically right now, you know the last one's going to be neither. So rewrite it, so you have h of x equals x cubed minus x squared plus 3. So you have h of negative x. So for every x, plug in negative x cubed squared plus 3. Then simplify it. This retained its sign, so it's negative x cubed. This is minus, and this is squared. So it's going to become just x squared plus 3. Notice that it's not this, so let me factor out a negative 1 and see if I end up getting h of x. So negative 1 parentheses x cubed plus x squared minus 3. That does not give me this. So therefore, since it doesn't fall into either of those categories, it doesn't equal h of x, or it doesn't equal negative 1 times h of x. Since it doesn't fall into any of those, it is neither. And that's it. So let me write that right here. Neither. And that's it.